Today on Western Sports Roundup, the final bracket is underway in San Antonio. Bracket number 5 got underway last night. Rounds 2 and 3 coming your way tonight and tomorrow. Who did good in the first round? We will tell you.
Well, and of course, we will catch up with a multi-generation bull riding family and a man who's having a lot of success on the Unleash the Beast Tour. Cort McFadden from the PBR will join us here today.
That's not all the bull riding we're going to talk about. We're going to take you down to the southeast part of the country. Brighton Field Day Rodeo down there in Okeechobee. They had their Xtreme Bulls event on Sunday afternoon. Not only will we talk with the winner, but because it's Rookie Tuesday here on Western Sports Roundup, he is one of our Resistol rookies. All that and more coming your way on Western Sports Roundup.
Buck Nasty coming around, double hop, skip, walks on his front end. He's top, hoo-ah, hoo-ah, 8-second bull ride. He has ridden the beast.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside of our Cowboy Channel studios here in Fort Worth, Texas. Glad you're riding along with us for another edition of Western Sports Roundup. I'm Tom McClary alongside Corey Keith. And Corey, when we think about it, the final bracket is underway in San Antonio, bracket number 5, before we get into the semifinals on Thursday and Friday. But last night, it was all about go-round number 1. Who won money, who didn't? We've got the news for you.
Yes, there was. There was a lot of heavy hitters out, and of course, they're going to be out tonight trying to battle their way through this. But as we start in the bareback riding, there was a tie. And a man that we've had in the studio breaking down bareback rides, now we get to break down his. Leighton Berry, 4 times to the show, putting on a great bareback ride, as well as R.C. Landingham.
Yeah, and Leighton Berry, to speak about him, he was a champion at this rodeo just a couple of years ago. Because he was out due to injury most of last season, had to make his way through the qualifier in Uvalde to get into San Antonio. He does exactly that. R.C. Landingham, another great season for him, just missed out on his 5th trip to the National Finals Rodeo last year. But Leighton and RC had a chance to catch up with Sierra.
Well, these guys were having a little too much fun in the victory lap, but they had a great time out there in the arena. 85.5 for R.C. Landingham and Leighton Berry. R.C., I'll start with you. You have such a great career and so many years left to go. Starting off strong here at San Antonio is knowing that that momentum goes right into the rest of this winter.
Oh, yeah, you know, I've kind of changed my mentality this year, and I've thought about retiring the last couple years, and I've put that in the past, and I'm just trying to be as young as I can, have as much fun as I can while I can. So it's going really good. I can't complain about anything.
Well, you're definitely having fun, and it shows. Congratulations. Leighton, you were excited about this horse. We got to talk before it started. Was that the same trip you thought you were going to get, or did it exceed your expectations?
You know, that's exactly what I thought was going to happen. And when you got guys like RC riding right behind you, you got to bring everything you got. So glory to God, great horse, fun ride.
And some good bareback rides last night. I can't wait to see what this evening has in store. But as we look at steer wrestling, speaking of a past champion, 2022 was the last time J.D. Struckness got a piece of the pie. 3-5 for him. They form a world champion. It's hard to believe he's been to the national final 7 times now. Looking to make trip number 8, but he's unranked right now.
Yeah, and he got that world title back in 24, of course, just a couple of years ago. But he, Kyle Irwin, Tucker Allen, the reigning champion of the world, and the 5-time world champion, Tyler Wagaspack. Those guys, your top 4 in the go-round last night. Here's what JD said with Sierra.
Well, smooth was fast tonight for J.D. Struckness, 3.5, and this wasn't the most competitive set that we've seen so far at this rodeo. There was a window to just make a decent run, get a check, but you seem like you were pushing it, going for number 1.
Yeah, that's the thing at these rodeos, you know, it's like 3 one-headers, so you got to go at it every night. Steers were trying pretty good tonight. They had been pretty good in Fort Worth, but they got their energy back, and they were trying tonight. So, you know, we just tried to hit the barrier, and horses worked good tonight, so they made a good run, and it worked out.
Now, the steer wrestling really is a team event. Your Hazer, he was pretty busy tonight. He was going back and back. Give him some love and how great he did tonight.
Yeah, Justin Schaefer Haysford made it tonight, and, you know, that's the great thing about Bulldog, and he had 5 guys out tonight, and it was kind of a last-minute deal for him to do it for me on his horse with some other horse issues we had go on. So, you know, them guys, they always step up to the plate and do whatever they can do to help you win.
Well, that was a great run by him last night. 3 world champions in the top 4, including an aggregate champion in that steer wrestling from a night ago. But how about Coleman Proctor? What a shot, and Travis Graves there to clean it up.
How far did he throw that 35-foot head rope? I mean, it looked like it was maybe through 37 feet of it. I mean, Old Bay was kind of headed left right there. But, hey, it doesn't bother these guys. They're both former champions of this rodeo. They've done it with different partners down there to be the champions in San Antonio. They're teamed up for this season. Ward and Long, the reigning champions of the world, were second in the go-round last night. That was a great run by Coleman Proctor and Travis Graves.
Yes, it was. And, of course, this is always fun to see Coleman in the winner's circle, especially with Sierra Spratt.
Well, you think these guys have been roping in this arena all week long to prepare for round number 1 of the final bracket. Coleman, that steer had a little bit of a low head. You still had the big reach. What'd you focus on and still get your job done?
Oh, I was just trying to find the target. You know, anytime you got Travis Graves behind you, you got a great chance of winning if you can just do your job. Thought my horse did a great job not taking it from me. He really helped me finish the run there. I mean, you get a guy like TG and that good bay horse, I'm pretty sure Matt Barrett's old partner back here could win, you know.
Now, Travis, this kind of setup, it seems to get pretty tight for these team ropers. What do you have to focus on to get your job done on your side?
Man, Coleman did such a great job. It made my job pretty easy, and we're all just trying to make the best run we can. And like you said, he's got a great head horse, and it just makes it happen, and we just made a great run.
That's why you love Coleman Proctor's interviews. He's talking about Matt Merritt's dummy partner back there in the bull riding that's right behind Sierra, leaned up there on the staircase. So you just never know how that guy's going to speak up. But here's Rusty Wright, #1 in the world standings. Corey, this guy's on fire for the season. I am really excited to see what he can do for this year. Of course, yes, he's been to the national finals on 5 different occasions, but he wants that gold buckle, and let me tell you, it might be coming in 2026.
Yeah, Vintage Villain was his dancing partner. This is a horse that Q Taylor won around earlier on in this rodeo. This is a new version of Rusty Wright. I am loving every second of this. It's going to be fun watching the remainder of the season, and he gets to stand in the winner's circle with Sierra Spratt.
What a ride for Rusty Wright to kick off this final bracket. You already have won Fort Worth. You've done great out in Florida. We're just getting this season started. When you're on a streak like this is not luck. This is incredibly on purpose.
Yeah, well, you know, thank you. But all this is me having fun, you know, enjoying riding Broncs again and, you know, being around good people. You know, I've always lived a dream, but I'm really living it now.
It seemed like such a strong set of horses that everybody had tonight. What really excited you about Vintage Villain in the matchup?
I knew that horse was going to take his head and really buck, and I don't know, I've been spurring horses high in the neck, and I did today. I spurred over his neck a couple times today, and I don't know, it just fired me up for every jump. You know, I feel like I rode him better and better as the ride went on. I knew if I did my job the best I could, that horse was a good chance, and it was good enough.
Oh, he is on fire, and you can tell by the sound of his voice, he's just getting started in 2026. But, hey, 2025 was a great year for Riley George, and she tries to continue that here this season. Stops the clock at 1.8, a former aggregate champion at the national finals. 2 trips to the show for her, and just a quick snag. Look at the figure 8 on that calf.
I'm telling you, yeah, she talks, you'll hear in just a second about her interview. She wasn't sure about that loop, but no matter what, it worked out. And the first half of the breakaway roll kind of seemed like it took the ladies a minute to get started, get the start figured out, but they did. And then it just got faster from there. You see Josie Goodrich got a piece of it, so did Kinley Bernice. But Riley George had her chance to go visit with Sierra.
Well, it was fast tonight in the breakaway roping. None faster than Riley George, though, with a 1.8-second run. You said your loop was a little iffy, but what wasn't iffy was that start. How important was it to read that calf coming across the line?
You know, that calf none of the calves tonight started really good, and that horse kind of let me throttle him right there and got the start that I needed. And I heard Des yell, yeah, so I was like, game on.
Now, you came off of a record-setting experience at the NFBR as a new average champion. How much did that boost your confidence coming into this season to start it strong?
I'm excited for this year, and ending on a good note from last year just gives me more motivation for this year.
I would say rounds 2 and 3 of this bracket will just get faster for these girls because now they kind of got to look at the calves from night number 1, see what that's going to be. Oh, yeah, it'll get better. The tie-down rope and Corey, it was interesting last night because this guy, Ty Harris, was the only man to tie one fast in 7 and 8. Zach Youngblood was second in the go-round with 10 flat. There was a major difference between the first win of Ty Harris and Zach Youngblood's win, but no matter what, they still got money.
Yeah, somehow you just got to find a way to get out of these brackets. And let's make a note, Ty Harris, Logan Bird, and obviously his brother Joel all riding the same horse. They all win money. And Ty Harris standing alongside Sierra in the winner's circle.
Well, none can do it faster than Ty Harris tonight to kick off this final bracket of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Your calf left a little bit stronger than most, but it didn't seem like it phased you or Peso at all.
No, anytime you get on an amazing horse like that you know you can be confident on the barrier, and if you're a little bit late, he's going to catch up. He has so much run and he has so much forgiveness that even though tonight, we don't know that the calf's going to run, you can still trust that he's going to catch up and give you a chance.
Now that you've been able to see the setup, see the format in these calves, what kind of game plan are you going to go in with tomorrow, and what are you going to do the same?
I'm just going to try to do my best. This really isn't my forte. Lord knows I'm not a preacher, but I want to say a special prayer for the Chase and Domer family. This rodeo community is tight-knit, and we're feel for them and prayers for that family. And, it's a terrible, devastating thing, but hopefully we can come together, and we know she's in a better place.
She is in a great place right now, and hats off to Ty Harris for keeping our rodeo family in his prayers. We're all in this together, and we are with you tonight looking at round 2, bracket number 5. But barrel racing, let's take it now to Michelle Alley, originally from South Dakota. This is a cowgirl that has dominated the futurity world the past couple of months, and she really had to ride this horse to win money.
She did have to ride that horse to get around those 3 barrels, but here's the thing. Not only did she do that, 14 and 14, that's the second fastest run of the rodeo. Tip that second barrel, but of course, rodeo fans, you can tip them, you can bump them, you just can't knock it over. And that little tip was okay for Michelle to be the second fastest run of the rodeo. Here's another look at it. Oh my goodness, you just can't get any closer than that. Here's what she had to say when she visited with Sierra.
Well, Michelle Alley and Stiletto put on a show tonight here in San Antonio, and you really showed us the power of a leg lift.
Yes, I think I lifted my leg on all 3. I don't know how I got around them.
You had such success earlier this year already in the fraternity space, and somebody asked you, how do you carry that momentum into the pro rodeo sphere? You said it's all the same, just a different atmosphere.
Exactly. Yep, you can't overthink it.
I might need to do some leg lifts tonight just to stay limbered up, but she sure showed why they are important in bull riding. Let's talk about another South Dakota native. It's a brother, Riley Shippey, versus the Predator, 81 points. Only 3 guys rode their bulls last night.
And that's one of the things that we've been watching close on in San Antonio, because that's when the ground money comes into play, especially in this event of bull riding. It's actually come into play in a couple of the other events, but yeah, when you get through with round number 2 tonight and round number 3, interesting to see how the ground money comes into play as far as who advances on to the semifinals after this one's all done. Riley talks about his bull ride in the interview.
Well, it's 81 points for Riley Shippey in the bull riding to kick off this bracket, right? It's got to be a big sigh of relief knowing you got 2 more chances to fill your pockets, but they're already full after tonight.
Yeah, it was great. I didn't know much about that bull, but I'm just glad to get my first one knocked out and kind of take some pressure off myself.
It definitely does. Now, from the sideline looking in, it looks like those last 2 seconds sometimes seem to be the hardest and really stretch out. What do you stay focused on to finish your ride strong?
Just keep your hand shut and keep trying. Sometimes you gotta get to waiting on that whistle and counting his money before it's there, and you just gotta keep riding.
Well, that is a guy that definitely going to get to carry his money moving forward. Going to be interesting to see how tonight goes. And speaking of tonight, I'm going to be in the studio with you. Ty, you don't have to stay. You get to go home. I'll stay with all the fans to take on round 2, bracket number 5.
Thank you. It's about time you do something, Corey Keith. My goodness. Folks, remember how San Antonio works. As Corey's going to take you through tonight, you carry your money with you all through the bracket. So every dollar you get, you carry it with you all the way through the semifinals, even if you have to go through the wild card round. But the most important part is when you get to Saturday night, it's the most money won at the end of San Antonio will be your champion. So keep watching. San Antonio continues all week long. When we come back here on Western Sports Roundup, we're going to visit with that guy. It's Resistol Rookie Tuesday. That's right. Braxton Whitesell just won a big event over the weekend. We will talk with him and tell you all about it.
Well, and he's not the only bull tamer we will chat with today. We will pick up the conversation with Cort McFadden of the PBR, who's having a great season in the Unleash the Beast Tour. It's all happening here on Western Sports Roundup.
Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Resistol, the official hat of the PRCA, and Cowboys everywhere. Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Live boldly. Live in rock and roll denim.
Well, they did have a big rodeo out in Florida, Okeechobee to be exact, and not just a rodeo, but they had a big-time Xtreme Bulls event that paid out a lot of money. There's Roger Mooney, NFR announcer, taking you through the show. You got to listen a few of his snippets at the start of our show today. You never know what old Raj is going to say, but he will keep you on the edge of your seats. And there's a couple of bull riders, young bull riders, that really had an opportunity to step up to the plate this week. So let's take a look and see how things shook out in the Sunshine State.
Bull riders had to choose whether they were going to stay at the Xtreme Bulls event in Florida or the Xtreme Bulls event in San Antonio. They were both the same day, basically about the same time. So the guys had to decide where they want to go. As far as the top 5 goes, when it was all said and done at that Xtreme Bulls event in Okeechobee, there's one of them. Kobe Jacobson, the Hawaiian, he ended up 5th with 84.5. This guy did well in Denver as well. He had a bull called Barfly. That was 5th place money.
Yeah, and the 3rd place guy, we're going to go back. I'm talking about South Dakota a lot today. Strand Smith versus the Sugar Bear. Strand's number 15 in the world right now, who has been on a heater, 85 points, and that's good enough for 3rd.
Yeah, it is. Actually, Strand Smith actually split 3rd and 4th with Colby Olson. Both of these guys, 85 points, so that's the reason you see the 3rd place money right there, but it was a split 3rd and 4th. Colby Olson, young guy, just 18 years old. Silver Bullet was his dance partner. Colby's having a good season as well. Made the finals up in Denver at the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo there at the end of January, so glad to see this guy's name at the top of the leaderboard as well, getting him a bunch of money out of Okeechobee.
Yeah, and Silver Bullet, that bull, that's a 4-time National Finals bucking bull right there. And how about TB3, the 7-time National Finals bull rider who has battled some injuries the last couple of seasons. He finds himself number 12 in the world, puts together 87.5 points. Trey's back.
He is, and because of big rides like this at some of the Xtreme Bulls events across the country, he's number 4 in the Xtreme Bulls standings when you look at it on ProRodeo.com. So that's the reason he's up there. But the guy that is number 1 at the Brighton Field Day's Xtreme Bulls event, another young gun to talk about. It's Resistol Rookie Day here on the Cowboy Channel on Western Sports Roundup. So why not talk about the guy who is the number 2 rookie right now in the bull riding race? It's Braxton Whitesell. He gets the win on a big-time bull.
Yeah, Buck Nasty was the bull, NFR bull from the 5-Star Rodeo Company, and I mean throwing everything at him but the kitchen sink. You've heard that before, but that bull would not be denied, and neither would that Louisiana Cowboy. And here's a look at the top 5 money earners, but Braxton winning $13,000. That's pretty big time for an 18-year-old kid. Well, speaking of champions out in Brighton, Florida, the Xtreme Bulls event, the champ joins us right now, and he happens to be an 18-year-old star in the making. Braxton Whitesell, it's good to have you on today, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, so I'm just going to get right into it. 18 years old, just hitting the trail for the very first time, all that money counting towards the world standings. Currently number 9 in the world after a 91.5-point bull ride. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Oh, it was great. Really good bull from 5-Star, and way to kick it off right.
All right, so the story on ProRodeo.com mentions a little bit about this also having a bounty on this bull as well. So not only the money that you won at the rodeo, but you just pocketed an extra $7,000 as well with that bull having a bounty on his back. Tell us a little bit about that. Did you know about it going into it? What was the story there?
Yeah, they come up and told me probably when I got there, so them nerves kicked in pretty good, but at the end of the day I knew I just had to go stay on him.
Well, that bull is rank. I mean, he's been in the national finals. I know did not have the outing that they wanted in Vegas, but this bull looks like he has turned up the heat, turned up the notch. I mean, look at his head movement. Look at his horns moving around as he spins around into your hand. Now, I want to ask you about this too, because you're not only just a good bull rider, but you're a pretty good bronc rider too, huh?
Yes, sir.
So are you going to be going after that Linderman Award this year?
I don't know about this year. I might just focus on the bull riding and get my first NFR under my belt, and then we'll think about maybe an all-around and a Linderman Award.
So you can throw all that together because, as Corey just mentioned, for this year, as of right now, you're #1 in the all-around Resistol rookie race as well. So not only that, #2 in the bull riding Resistol rookie race, but it's close between you and Hayden Welsh. And I think that brings up a great point. The Linderman Award, which would mean you would have to go over to the timed event side of the arena, but you do that as well. But so that's the story. You're not really going to focus on that for this first year. Maybe ride a few Broncs along the way and see where that takes you. Is that what 2026 is looking like for you?
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Hey, and not only Bronc riding, but I actually saw some videos on Instagram, also a tie-down roper. So we've got a little bit more in the works too. Tell us a little bit about your tie-down roping career.
Well, I didn't plan on to keep doing it, but that Linderman Award sounds pretty good, so I might have to pick it back up.
Yeah, that might be something for you in the future. All right, let's talk about what's happened to you in the past month or so. I mean, it's been really good. Not just Okeechobee and the Xtreme Bulls event. We watched you have some luck in San Antonio. You did well in the bracket in a go-round down there. Kind of explain what this year's looked like. I mean, because you're just a young gun, so you're seeing all these big rodeos for the first time. Talk about your experience all the way back to Fort Worth, San Antonio, now winning the big Xtreme Bulls event. What's it been like for you here the past couple months?
Yeah, we started out pretty slow this winter, but when Fort Worth kicked around, I knew I could hang with the big guys. So that just gave me a bunch of confidence, and went to Fort Worth and made it back to the short round, and didn't even know I was entered to Fort Worth. And then they called me back for San Antonio, so that was pretty cool. And I guess you could say the rookie jitters got to me, but I'm glad I'm learning, and we're not gonna let that happen again.
Yeah, so you got the invite, to my understanding, the invite to Fort Worth because of the rookie rally there. You won that event, so then you automatically got into the rodeo, found yourself in the finals. But tell us, you keep saying the word we. Who's traveling with you?
Me and Dustin Bouquet.
So what's it like traveling with Dustin Bouquet, a seasoned veteran?
Oh, it's great. He knows all the ropes. He enters me, so I really don't have to worry about that. And having somebody that's been there and done that and can help you, and we can help each other get on down the road and win.
All right, Braxton, but we're being told that there's maybe a little more to this story. It's not just the seasoned veteran that you're rodeoing with. Maybe it's the grandpa and the young guy yourself. I mean, how's that working out for you and old Dustin Bouquet?
Oh, yeah. My dad tells me I better listen to him because grandpa and the kid, he'll whip that belt out.
Hey, well, I'm going to be honest. You know when things like this happen on TV, now people are going to call Dustin Bouquet grandpa, and it may be your fault. I don't know. Or it could be Ty's fault, I guess. You can blame Ty.
I'll take the blame. It's fine, Braxton. Don't worry about it at all. But hey, in all seriousness with that, we are kind of joking around with Dustin Bouquet, but being in a rig like that and rodeoing with a guy like that, a veteran, knows the sport, knows the rodeos, knows all about the National Finals Rodeo, that's got to be a good one to have in your corner.
Oh, man, it's great. I always believe in iron sharpening iron, so it's cool to be. I'm blessed to have him and have him in my corner, and I can be in his corner.
So when you guys set out to do all this, how did your relationship with Dustin start? You had to know him prior to the season.
Yes, sir. He's from Louisiana. He lives in Texas now, but we know a lot of the same people, and I guess that's how we got hooked up, just knowing same people around here in the South.
Braxton, kind of share with everybody your story. I mean, obviously where you grew up, but what about the rodeo side of it? I mean, junior rodeo career, did you ride bulls all through that? Did you just rope? Kind of what's that all look like for you through your junior rodeo career, high school career, and of course now into the pro rodeo ranks?
Yeah, I started riding bulls when I was 8, and junior rodeo, they got a little youth association right there by my house. We went to that, and then when I started junior high rodeo and I roped calves, tried all that, and did that through high school. Mississippi high school rodeoed because it was closer, and when I started pro rodeo and I quit the calf roping and started riding Broncs and bulls, so.
Well, it sounds like it's been a great journey this far, but now as we look ahead on the 2026 season, where can fans find you coming up next? Where are you going to be?
I go to Tucson this week, Austin, Texas, and then the Xtreme Bulls there, and a couple of other ones. I'd have to look, but.
Well, here's the deal. This may be your first interview with us here on the Cowboy Channel, but I got a pretty good feeling after watching you ride for 91.5 there at the Xtreme Bulls event. It's not going to be your last time joining us here on the show. So thank you for taking time to join us, and good luck on the rest of your season in this Resistol rookie year for you, Braxton. We appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
That is Braxton Whitesell joining us here on the show. Folks, look for him. I think you're going to be hearing a lot from him this season of 2026. Well, it's not just Xtreme Bulls to talk about in Okeechobee, the Brighton Field Days Rodeo. We'll have the rodeo champions when we return. All that coming up on Western Sports Roundup. We're back with you here on Western Sports Roundup as we continue on this Tuesday afternoon. We talked Xtreme Bull riding just moments ago down at the Brighton Field Days Rodeo in Okeechobee, Florida, but the days leading up to that Xtreme Bulls event was all about their pro rodeo action. So we thought we would get you up to date on who won all the money at the rodeo in Okeechobee, Florida, in the Brighton Field Days Rodeo. And the Bareback Riding, well, yeah, it's a familiar name in this event. He's just a world champion, by the way. Keenan Hayes, the 23 world champion, the average champion of the National Finals Rodeo, the rookie of the year that year as well. And Keenan Hayes is back. He's number 13 in the world standings for this season. Remember, Corey, he had to set out all of last season, every bit of 2025, due to an injury. But when October the 1st rolled around, he was ready to get after it, and that is exactly what he has done.
Yeah, and he's had to kind of enter a little bit different than what he's used to because he didn't get into some of those big rodeos. But let's talk about steer wrestling. Trevor Johnson and Tyke Kipp take this title together, 3.2 seconds each. You might remember Trevor Johnson, last year's Rookie of the Year in steer wrestling. That's a Montana State University Bobcat, and of course Tyke Kipp's run. I don't think we have that one on video, but he was the champion from Cheyenne. Was hoping to have an interview with that guy on here today, but maybe next time, But hey, how about team roping? This is a great story, a father-son combination. Braxton Culpepper and Brad Culpepper.
Yeah, Brad, of course, been to the National Finals Rodeo some years back on a couple of different occasions, but roping with his son there, Braxton, and they've been doing this the last couple of years down there. When Braxton became of age so he could enter the pro rodeo ranks, he'd just been roping with his dad, and they go to the Southeastern Circuit Finals. I mean, these guys are obviously pretty handy at it. There's a reason they won the title down there, 4-1 for these guys.
Yeah, Southeastern Circuit champions they are. Now let's go to Valentine, Nebraska to pick up a saddle bronc rider by the name of Garrett Long on a big, stout paint horse from C5 Rodeos. Oh, that is Rusty Wright, though. Okay, that's Rusty Wright in the blue shirt. That's the #1 bronc rider in the world. There's Garrett Long's ride right there. Both of them 83 points, $3,699 apiece.
Of course, y'all know what Rusty's done on the season. #1 in the world, as Corey just told you. But Garrett, he had a good weekend in Florida down there. Placed at Kissimmee, Florida as well. Also North Fort Myers, Florida. So the state of Florida was definitely good to Garrett Long. He and Rusty splitting the win.
Yeah, and then breakaway roping, things got tough down there in the Southeast Circuit. Kerrigan Graves, she's #6 in the world. She stops the clock in 1:08. If you blink, you will miss it. As a great run by her, and she's off to a great start this season, well inside the top 10.
Her run took place in the slack competition down there. She got her little money in the San Antonio go-round of her bracket when she was in San Antonio. Also won the Lake Charles Rodeo back in late January. So Kerrigan Graves getting another win under her belt to help her stay in that top 10 in the world standings. As we go to the tie-down rope, it's Joby Johns, who is a native of Florida down there. Fastest run, 8-5. This guy's an all-around cowboy, though. Corey ropes in the team roping at most of the rodeos that he goes to as well. He was the champ in the tie-down rope.
Yeah, and reserve national high school champion from a few years back as well. It seems like there's some tie-down ropers coming up from Florida right now. Stay tuned for more from those young guns from the Southeast. But now let's go to bull riding. riding. This is Florida's favorite man, Ernie Bob Corson, the man that gets it done for 85 points on a TK Pro Rodeo Bull number X.
Yeah, $3,722. And Earn Bob's had to deal with some injuries over the last couple of years. We all know that. But the thing is, this guy's always knocking on the door. When he's healthy, he's been in the top 20 in the world standings at the end of the season. He's been in the top 25 a time or two. That's a guy that is going to make his stance sometime in Las Vegas at the National Finals if he can stay healthy throughout the entire season. He got the win there in the bull riding. There's a look at all of your champions, including the barrel racing. We did not mention that Blake Molly won the barrel racing, so that's 15 and 16 for her. Congratulations to the champions.
As a tough lineup of Cowboys and Cowgirls that took on Brighton Field Day in Okeechobee, so congratulations to them. But stay tuned, we're not done. Another bull rider to visit with from the PBR, Cort McFadden, will join us right here on Western Sports Roundup. Stick around.
Here in Jacksonville. Coop, you're right. McFadden definitely in position to win this round.
Yeah, that was excellent bull riding by Cort McFadden.
Jacksonville, Florida this past weekend was the home to the PBR Unleash the Beast Tour stop. And of course, they are just getting closer and closer to their PBR World Finals. When you think about it, May is not that too far away. Joining us from the PBR is one of the guys that had some luck there, ended up in the top 5 inside of that event in Jacksonville. Cort McFadden joins us. And Cort, thanks for joining us here on the show. And I actually just thought of this as I mentioned that the fact that the PBR World Finals are in May, I realize that's only a couple months away, but for you as a bull rider, do you start kind of anticipating that as you get to each one of these events? Like, man, we're getting closer and closer to the finals. I better keep stepping up and trying to crawl my way to the top of the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to think about it as one bull at a time. You get kind of getting ahead of yourself every now and again, but you got to just think about it one bull at a time. That's what I try to think about.
Well, tell us about that bull that you were on in that final round, that video that we just watched. That looked like a perfect match for you.
Oh, yeah. I've been wanting to get on that bull for so long. He's an older bull. It's been around for a long time, and that was the first time I ever been on him. And no matter what place I ended up, I was just happy to get on him.
Yeah, and that's interesting you say that because you heard the television announcers, the Craig Hummer and Cooper Davis there. Cooper had gotten on that bull back about 5 years ago. So I guess I want to know this, Cort. When you take a bull like that that's a little bit older on the tour, some of those older bulls will kind of get some tricks up their sleeve about it because they've been doing it for a while. Did that one have any tricks that he thrown at you, or was he just a good one to ride?
Well, I tell you what, usually, yeah, they throw some tricks in there, but that bull specifically, he ain't got no tricks. He's the same bull every time, and that's why he's one of the best bulls, I think, ever.
Well, he definitely couldn't fool you, so that leads me to this. This may be maybe a joke of our segment today, but there is a nickname that you go by, the Texas Hammer. Who gave you that nickname?
Clint Atkins, CA. He brought that one aboard. I don't know what the backstory is there.
You don't know they call you the Texas Hammer, and you have no idea what the backstory is.
I think it's it goes back to Jim Adler. I don't know. I guess he's an insurance guy or something. That's where he got it from.
I think that's right. I think he's a big attorney. So you just need to return the favor, and we need to come up with something with Clint Atkins. And the problem is he's the one with the microphone each and every weekend at the PBR. And you don't get a microphone down there behind that bull. But no matter what, amongst yourselves, maybe you need to work on something to come up for Clint.
Yeah, I think I can give him a nickname. I got something in mind.
There you go. All right, we can't wait to hear what that's going to be. I want to go back a few years and talk a little bit about your dad, because he and I have been friends for a long time. We junior rodeoed together and all that, but your dad was a great bull rider. How much success that you've had already in your short career can you attribute to your dad and all the help that he gives you and probably continues to give you?
Oh, man, I got to credit a lot of my success to him.
and he helps me so much. And just having someone like that to fall back to after a tough weekend, or even when a weekend goes good, things that I could improve on. And it sure is handy to have someone like that in my corner.
Now, have you ever compared your riding styles between your dad's and yours? I mean, are there some similarities or maybe some things you do different?
Well, I think a similarity is we ride a lot of the same away from our hand. I think there's a lot of similarities there, and when we spur, it dang near looks identical. I ain't kidding.
Oh, I wish we had a video of your dad riding so we could put them next to each other and you could break that down for us. But that leads me to this question. Would you rather the bulls be into your hand or away from your hand? I ask that question a lot to bull riders, but everybody's got a different outlook on it.
Shoot, I think away from my hand. Now, I think a bucker that really bucks hard, I'd kind of prefer them into my hand, but man, I sure do like them away from my hand. I really do.
Cort, let's talk about the in-between time, because say, for example, on the PBR, the Unleash the Beast Tour, each and every weekend, pretty much, you're at a PBR event. I mean, you guys are getting ready to go to Bridgeport, Connecticut this weekend, but what does the in-between look like for you as a bull rider? And I know everyone's different. Maybe if somebody's dealing with an injury, maybe they don't work out as much or things like that, or maybe get on practice bulls. But what does it look like for you those first few days of the week before you jump on an airplane and fly to the next PBR event?
Yeah, I'm not real big into working out, but I will say, me and my dad, we have a bunch of cattle and things like that, so keeping myself busy. I think riding horses is really one of the biggest things that helps me. Just being around animals and things like that, figuring out how they move and just kind of getting a feel for them. I think that helps me more than anything.
You know, this is almost a bullfighting term. I know Cody Webster has said this a lot. If somebody's going to fight bulls, they need to go work at the sale barn for a year and then come back and say, I'm ready to fight bulls. But when you say being around animals, tell us how that helps you be a better bull rider.
Well, I think about it as when I'm riding my horse, I dang near know where he's going to go before he even does it. And that's just because I know their nature. I know, you be around them long enough, you figure out what they're going to do and little certain movements. And I think that correlates to riding bulls so much.
And do you ride your horse bareback sometimes too? I know that some guys like to do that for balance.
I actually don't do that very often. I'm not saying that ain't good. I think it is good to do, but I don't do that very much. I ride them with a saddle.
I know the old Fournier brothers, David and Philip, used to ride some with a bareback rig. And in fact, my uncle was a cutting horse trainer for a while, and they lived close to him. The boys would go over there and put a bareback rigging on a cutting horse and ride a cutting horse just for their balance and all that. So I know there's many things that you bull riders do that try to keep you sitting in the middle of one of those things for 8 seconds. So I'm curious about this, Cort. Each and every week you go to these PBR events. Some of the bulls you know a lot of things about, maybe some new bulls that roll in and out that you maybe don't know quite as much history about. But there's a fine line there, and correct me if I'm wrong on this. There's a fine line of maybe knowing too much about a bull and what he's supposed to do, and maybe getting yourself in a jam thinking he's going right or left and him not doing that. How do you handle that week in and week out on the PBR Unleash the Beast Tour?
Well, I like to think about it. I can ride them either way, so it doesn't really matter what they do. I try to stick to my basics. Every time I get on a bull, it doesn't really matter what they do. If I stick to my basics, I ride them jump for jump, and they can go left, right, flip over, backwards. I'll probably be right there, I hope.
Yeah, well, we hope so too. But hey, as we look forward on this season, is there a bull in particular that you're excited to maybe draw in the next couple of weeks that you haven't been on before? Maybe you need a little redemption.
Yeah, Man-Hater for sure.
Yeah.
I got on him a couple weeks ago, and he won, but I got a little redemption coming, I think.
Well, I hope you get that opportunity to get that redemption here sometime soon. I'd love to see you ride a great one like that. Cort, you had a great weekend in Jacksonville, ended up inside the top 5 there at that event, and of course you're doing well on the season. Also, Court McFadden, thanks for joining us here on Western Sports Roundup.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me.
And this weekend, you can catch them all at PBR Bridgeport in Connecticut. You will not want to miss any of the action. And, of course, tonight you can check it in with the new PFR Edge and get all in on the action and what's coming up and where the odds might be this week. Stick around with us here on Western Sports Roundup. Well, make sure this week you tune in 6:30 Eastern. That's tomorrow for PFR Edge with Ty McClary, Michael Snow, Casey Jones, and, of course, a very special guest, saddle bronc rider this week, getting a little inside scoop and some inside stories of life of a bronc rider right here on PFR Edge.
What are those one or two things that you always try to stay mindful of, that you're always working on to try to be 90 plus every time you nod your head?
Yes, sir. Honestly, the biggest thing that's helped me is a relationship with God, with Jesus. I pray before I get on, and it gives me confidence. I can get rid of my self-doubt, my nerves, everything, and so that's been a giant game changer. Focus on Him, and then enjoy what you're doing, and that's part of it. We've been blessed to do it, and that's why this NFR, I just broke it all down to where I'm just going to go out there and have fun and enjoy the gifts that God's given us, and these great buckrunners. I mean, look at them things. They're wild these days. And we were talking about Papa Smurf and all that. I mean, it just keeps growing, and you gotta, we get to get on 10 rounders. Their 10 rounders are in our, no offense, old boys, but are in our one pen now.
Yeah.
So we have some of the best stock and the best people around it, and the best, rodeo is an absolute family, and it's just a blessing. So I just try to focus on that and keep it rolling.
The thing for me, Ben, I love all the events, and the thing is, though, in the bronc riding, when you guys get tapped off in a classy bronc ride and they throw you up there about 90 or 92, it's got to be a great feeling for you as well.
Oh, man. And too, and you're in underneath one and just smash them, and you're going to bail off, and there's none of these. There's no little sellies. You're jazzed up about it, and you see the big sellies from the boys, and there's no better feeling. That's what I crave. There's big sprouts, and they hit, you go to bopping it.
So that'll be tomorrow on PFR Edge. You need to check that out at 6:30 Eastern Time right here on the Cowboy Channel. So a brand new episode coming your way. It'll be right before we get underway with Western Sports Roundup tomorrow. So be sure and check that out. Brand new show here, PFR Edge. Folks, we got to share some news with you today that a friend of the Cowboy Channel, longtime actor Robert Carradine, has passed away. Of course, here's the deal. He was in Revenge of the Nerds. He was in Lizzie McGuire. But I think a lot of people watching the Cowboy Channel remember that right there. He was Slim Honeycutt in one of the greatest movies ever of John Wayne and the Cowboys. Of course, he was a part of the 50-year anniversary of that show, that movie, right here on the Cowboy Channel just a couple years ago when we had a lot of those actors in from the Cowboys. And Robert Carradine has passed away at the young age of 71 years old.
Well, we will definitely remember him and all of his great legacies that he leaves with us in that great movie, The Cowboys. So stick around with us for more on Western Sports Roundup. Almost done here, but steer wrestler Tucker Allen stops by with our boots on the ground. Sierra Spratt coming up next. Well, it's time for our top three stories presented by Vetericen, Clean, Treat, and Heal. I will be with you in the studio tonight right after Western Sports Roundup to take you through round 2, bracket 5. It is the final bracket on the road to the semifinals and championship day of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.
Resistol Rookie Tuesday here on the Cowboy Channel and Western Sports Roundup. Braxton Whitesell, he joined us to tell us all about his big win at the Xtreme Bulls event at the Brighton Field Day Xtreme Bulls down in Okeechobee, Florida over the weekend. That's one you better watch out for this year, not only in the bull riding, but maybe the saddle bronc riding, maybe an all-around rookie for this season. And also we talked to PBR bull rider Cort McFadden. Big weekend for him in Jacksonville, Florida. He's climbing his way up the Unleash the Beast standings.
Yeah, good stuff here today. But what is happening now down in San Antonio with boots on the ground? Sierra Spratt, she had a chance to catch up with Tucker Allen.
Well, I'm with the steer wrestler that I think everybody has their eye on for 2026 because 2025, he was your world champion in the steer wrestling. This is Tucker Allen. And my first question is we have to go back to that last year, that final 10th round, because you were so mentally tough all week. But back in the box that 10th round, you just had to get your steer down. What kind of pressure were you feeling then?
Oh, I mean, we all act like we do that at home. I'm going to rope this one to win the world or throw this here to win the world. It is way different when you're actually in that situation. Throughout the whole week, my mindset was always pretty good, and I didn't let outside stuff kind of mess me up. But I'd be lying to say if I didn't get pretty nervous. But honestly, you know, we practiced so much that, you know, I kind of did blank out and just went and did my job. It wasn't a pretty run, but, I mean, that sure wasn't getting away from me that night.
Yeah, we could all tell that. And you did. You just executed run after run, and we saw that in the 10th round. And when it was all said and done and you were walking out, I mean, when was that moment that it did hit you? I'm the world champion now.
Well, after I threw him, Jesse Brown, my traveling partner, is the first one to high-five me. And I asked him, I was like, did I do it? He's like, yeah, you did it. So then it kind of hit me, and all the doggers started giving me hugs and congratulating me. And that's so cool. And Will Loomis was the next guy up, and, you know, it was me and him fighting for that. But he was on his horse and said, hey, good job. So that just shows the camaraderie. You know, we're competing against each other, but at the end of the day, we're all really good friends. So it hit me walking out of the arena, but that was an unreal feeling.
Now, I saw an interview that you had mentioned, too, right when you saw Luke Branquino, since he was kind of there from the beginning, and he showed you, you know, the world of steer wrestling, and right when you saw him, that's when it really hit you emotionally, you know, that you did it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I was walking back up the tunnel, and all those guys started meeting me, and I'm not a very emotional person, but it was kind of hit me, and I saw Luke, and he was already tearing up. I'll say he teared up first, but once he did, then I for sure teared up. But, you know, it was just super cool. I started when I was 14 with him, and he's been every single step of the way. So it was kind of a big full circle moment, and I'll never forget that.
All right, now moving into this season, we know you still got that confidence, got the gold buckle now on your belt, but these goals, these are just as big, and it starts right here in San Antonio. You had a great run last night. You got a third-place check. Moving into tonight, is it still just going for first, one-header mentality all through this season?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to keep it simple. You can get caught into kind of looking at the bigger picture, but at the end of the day, you know, this is how we make our living, so you just got to go each night like there's no other night and try to max out whatever steer you got. If it works, it works. If not, you know, there's always tomorrow.
All right, now give us the inside scoop a little bit. What set of steers are we going to be looking at tonight? We're going to see some fast times. You got a good one. Are you excited for it?
I like them. There were no time on them last night, but caught up in a great spot. This set of Remy Parrots, I think, honestly, I can say 3-5, 3-6, 3-7 will probably win the round. I'm going to say last hole is probably 4-2, so it's going to be pretty wolfy.
All right, well, we're excited, and good luck tonight. We can't wait to watch you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Watching tonight here in this last final bracket, Tucker Allen, your world champion of last year, eyeing on world champion number 2 already.
Thank you for that, Sierra Spratt. And Tucker started off his bracket last night in a good way. I mean, he won money. I think split 1/3 in the go-round. So if he can come back and get him a little bit more money tonight and tomorrow, you'll see that guy in the semifinals.
Yeah, that's all he's going to have to do. But that's all we have going on tonight. Stick around with me. Ty gave me such a hard time yesterday, I thought I'd stick around tonight and take you through round 2 of bracket number 5 of San Antonio. So it will happen right at the conclusion of this show, which is a few seconds from right now. But thank you guys for taking your time and joining us here on this fine Tuesday of Western Sports Roundup. On behalf of Ty McClary, I'm Corey Keith. Good night, everybody, and enjoy the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo.